Recording, yes. Okay, so yeah, I got the keys to the Hold On Network channel, and yeah, I won't go joyriding. I would try to drive it responsibly. So yeah, I don't know why. Some sort of, I don't know, psychedelic phenomenon has created this reality. And so yes, I'm making a video, my video, on this channel. So yeah, I'll try to be respectful of the theme here, which is like this human communication thing, which is really good. And this idea that human beings, like this guy, and others, that they should care about each other and love each other and feel all good about our togetherness together. Yeah, and that would be really swell. I'm all for people feeling better. And I guess that's really what it's all about, is feeling better about your existence, not feeling like you're an outsider, like you're something that doesn't belong, that you're disconnected from the other consciousnesses out there, that they're judging you, or that they're in your way, or that they're hostile to your interests. And who wants to live that way? Who wants to live fighting with humanity? I mean, that's really dumb when we have these natural forces that are trying to kill us. That we have these natural circumstances that are, impose such a hardship on us. And yet we waste so much energy just fighting with each other, just trying to communicate the simplest things to each other, just saying words like, I'm afraid, or I'm in pain, or I need something. And yeah, it's just very tragic. So all these people are swell people, really. I mean, they care, and that's a great thing. And so I'm going to support that, because that's a good thing, And they have a respect for trying to liberate the best of us, and to liberate the core of us. And they're going to do it with words like heart and spirituality and stuff that just isn't going to fit into my brain. But the theme, the idea of it is supportable and defendable, and this is what human beings should strive for, is something better. Even if these people might deny the existence of an achievable goal, maybe if they see some purpose in conceding to some sort of natural place in the world for humanity, and that I might call that accepting mediocrity. The point is they're striving for better than what we have, and that's really important. But the basic underlying argument is going to always be difficult. This idea that there is an agenda for the human species here, that we have some role besides recognizing messes and cleaning them up. And like I said, I mean, we can agree, though, that the first mess to clean up is the mess we are making. I mean, the mess we're making with our own inability to communicate with each other, to not step on each other's toes, to not exploit each other and degrade each other and cheat each other. Yeah, I mean, that's all just such bad news. And there's just so many angles to this, because everybody is coming from their own perspective, so it's hard to argue it as if it was one generic beast, because some people are naturalists and some people are hopistists and heavenists, and they have all different kinds of theories on where our ultimate salvation will be found, where the singularity lies, what direction you go in to find the singularity, the ultimate completion of our travel, our road. And unfortunately, I don't see that as being, we're not going to like the answers. It's almost it's a destination that intelligence obligates us to go to find out what is life, to answer the question decisively and definitively and specifically and accurately. There's an intelligent obligation to do that. But the answers aren't going to be pretty. The answers are likely going to be we're just trapped in a bowl of material mush. The universe is crudely doing crude universal things. It's hydrogen and helium and a lot of other elements blowing up all over the place and spiraling around and spinning out of control and all of that. And we've just been caught up in the mix. We're just a byproduct. We're not the agenda. And the sad truth could be that this tragedy is just part of the mechanism, that it has no judgment, so it can't not create tragedy. So it creates it because it doesn't know how not to. And it's just a sad truth that that's the nature of that whatever is thing. It is what it is, and it isn't guided by design. It isn't designed, and that's the fundamental problem. It's not designed with an intelligent agenda, and so we're stuck as being here, as being the child of that bastard intercourse. Probably the wrong way to put it. That sloppy intercourse, that drunken intercourse, that reckless intercourse. And it's not a good beginning. It's not a good origin. But certainly we can make the best of it. We can appreciate the best of it. We can recognize the best of it. And say there is dignity to our vulnerability, to our emotional vulnerability, to our capacity to shed a tear over beauty or tragedy, our ability to be struck by something, to be absorbed by it, to be distracted by it, to be owned by our contemplation of it. And there's a power to that and a meaning to that, because it's part of this expression we have, this capacity to feel, and it's intuitive to see meaning in that, and there is meaning in it, even by a rational standard, because it's coming from this core of a sentient, feeling thing, and that's a powerful thing. It is the source, I would claim, of all meaning in the universe. And it exists not just in a human being reading poetry, but likely it exists in a, I don't know, pick an animal. Pick an animal that's striving to complete a mission programmed into its being. There's power and value caught up in the welfare and in the failure or the triumph experienced by that sentient thing. And it's too much for us to maybe contemplate how we can do anything to compensate for all the unfairness that exists in the universe that we know on Earth, the sentient universe. It's like this little cat. He has a broken leg that he's had to live with his whole life. Well, his whole life with me anyway. And he has a life and he'll have a death. And hopefully, I can say hopefully because I care about the little animal, because he's here in my arms. But there's billions of them running around out there now. No one's caring about them. No one's saying, I hope for them. And they're going to be left to some tragedy, some horror, cancer and bugs and some other fate, to end up being crocodile food or something. And another sentience will be ground up by the machine. And it's something to be emotional about, and it's something to contemplate in terms of what can we do But again, I guess the purpose of my contribution would be to say the first thing we can do is to try not to be preposterous assholes, to try not to get so distracted by our our offense at each other's existence, and offense at each other's politics, and offense at each other's statements, and offense at everything, that we do nothing to fix it. And so anyway, yeah, that's probably enough of a video. So, sort of friendly. It's not terribly terrible. Yeah. So, I'll try to make a positive contribution to the conversation taking place among people who give a damn. Yeah.